So, how you doing? Huh? I'm doing all right. I'm very pleased to be with you. The pleasure's all mine. I'm very, very pleased that we are accompanying each other on the spiritual journey. Oh, man. Look at this beautiful instrument as we begin week 2. 2 for 12, man. 24. This is 12 string number 2. The second week in a row we're doing 12 strings. This is a very, very unusual instrument. And looking at it, I don't really see anything really wrong with it. I got it down at the swap meet as a package deal. And, it's supposed to be fucked up some way, or I don't see anything really wrong with it. I might be blind, but, like I said last week, I have destroyed 12-string guitars out of frustration. Maybe this is going to be one of those. It's missing a string, missing a strap button. So it looks like it has a truss rod. All the little bushings are there. It's stamped in the back, Japan. This is Crown Professional, Pasadena, California. Printed in Japan. What is a Crown Professional? Well, let me tell you a little bit about Crown. In Pasadena, California, in the early 60s, there's a pawn shop, right, called Crown City Loan and Jewelry, right? And it was like the biggest pawn shop in town, owned by a guy named Jules Steinman and his brother, I think Neil Steinman, I think it was. So these guys saw a lot of guitars coming in and out in California. If you're not going to be a star, you know what I mean, you might as well say shit and move back home, right? So they got a lot of guitars, in Pasadena. And they were... This guy Steinman's like, I bet you I could make my own brand and just, do that. We could sell my here at the pawn shop. His brother likes to do it. So 1966 rolls around, and the first batch of Crown Professional and Crown, which was regular, like the cheap models, came into the store, and they were very popular. Very, very popular. It's a rare guitar. You don't see many around. They had electric guitars, acoustic guitars, all kind of high-end shit. All nice, nice stuff. So, we're going to take a look at this instrument together. We're going to enjoy the time we spend together here on the second week, the second 2 for 12. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about it. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to bask in the glory of Mr. Steinman. 1973, he was out of the business. It was done. So this can't be any later than 73. It looks like it's an earlier one. Looks like it's probably 1968, 69, something like that. Just goes to the bushings and these tuners maybe placed around there. That's what I'm saying. It's my guesstimation. We'll take a look at it together. We'll enjoy it, and we'll hope, we'll pray that it's not that hard to repair. I don't want to put my foot through Steinman's very, very, very good thing, man. I don't want to do it. Steinman. Hey, man. Word. 1, 2, 3. All right, so week 2 is on its way. Oddball, 12 strings, 2 for 12, man. Beautiful wood on this. You can see from this angle, though, it obviously for many years had all kinds of 60s cool stickers on it. You know what I mean? Look at all those stickers, man. All right, and this guy had no case. And the sun was beating down this beautiful instrument every day with those goofy stickers on it. And when he turned to middle age, he's like, you know what? It's a beautiful instrument. Let's take these goofy stickers off. The goofy stickers will never go away now. They're there forever. That's probably why I got the guitar so cheap. You know what I mean? It's going to be another lifetime before, it fades to the same color. By that time, this will be 2 shades darker. We're in a conundrum there. All we can do is we can sand this whole top off and refinish it and, get it down to blah, blah, blah. We don't want to do that. Finish is perfect. The instrument looks to be in great condition. Like I said, it's missing a little strap button here. No big. Let's just see that beautiful, cool label, man. Hey, man. This is like original Pawn Star shit, man. Right? In this town, it's worth 35 cents. It's got some nice inlay. Mother toilet seat going on there. You know what I'm saying? Looking good there, Noriega. You got your golden tooth on, I see. Stamp with the Japan label on the back of your neck. See it? The back looks really nice, actually. The wood looks beautiful on this instrument. I'm hoping that we don't have that many problems, because I'd love to jam this fucking thing out. You know what I'm saying? I really would. So let's go to the laboratory. I don't really know if I'm going to even have to take these strings off, am I? Let me think about that. I'll see you there, and then, and where, and when. Welcome back to the laboratory. He was doing it for the hearing impaired, you know what I'm saying? A little bit louder. These bushings are worth their weight in gold on eBay. If you're like a big Japanese guitar collector, you know what I'm talking about. Collectors. Yeah, mother of pearl. Is that mother of pearl? Looks like it. Seems to be. So, I was told when I purchased all these guitars that there was something wrong with all of them. There were 3 of them. And the 2 other ones, there was, obviously stuff wrong with it. You know what I mean? The back was missing on one of them. You know what I'm saying? The other one was like all crashed in. You know what I'm saying? You can see this is still a floating bridge. I floated it around a little bit. This guy must have put the stickers on in the late 70s. Let's liven up this party. Let's try to keep folk alive in the disco era. Bad move either way, Casanova. So, I'm really curious to see what's really wrong with this. I mean, technically, the trapeze on a 12-string is like a dream because, I mean, that's always the problem with the 12-string. The tension are just, you know what I'm saying? I think it's only missing 1 string, too. So, the first thing I'm going to do here, because these strings are all lax, I'm wondering why. Is there something wrong with this guitar that I don't know about? I can't figure out. Is it curled up like a cue? Like a rocking horse? It just won't hit these things right? I don't know. I don't know. So, let's try to bring it to pitch, right? And let's see, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens. Because it could be sold just because of this ugly-ass sticker shit. Or there could be legitimately something wrong with this fucking instrument. And you see the static, please stand by. You know what I mean? This week we'll be doing this ukulele. Made out of a cheese doodle. So, let's try to bring it to pitch and see if there's anything really wrong with it. Or a couple of strings anyway. Alright. Alright, so I think the only thing really wrong with this guitar is these ugly sticker marks. Because, I didn't bring it all the way up to tune. It looks like it's missing 1 string. It looks like a brand new set of strings. Looks like this person took their old 12-string and tried to restore it. Was unsatisfied about this and just gave up. Looks like they did a fret job on the frets too, because the rosewood's been treated. It looks really nice. And you can see some amateur sort of tooling on these. You know what I mean? Upper frets sort of, you know what I mean? Get the fret job perfect. That's obviously not from the factory. So, I mean, the action's a little tad bit high up here, which is to be expected on, a guitar this age. Especially a 12-string. So, let's just take a look inside here and see if we can adjust the truss rod or not. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I could put another string on here and we can just sing and dance around right now. But I want to clean it up a little bit first. Make it real nice for the people, you know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at this truss rod. See if we can bring that action down a smidgen. Just a smidgen. Remember. Look at this. It does have a truss rod. And it looks like it's perfectly functional. You know what I mean? Lots of room, too, for we get the old wrench in there. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to with a Gibson or one. You know, screw around or anything like that. It's like perfect. So we got the strings cleared out. Let's tighten this up. You know what I mean? Nice little round. See what it does, man. See if it works, man. It's time to get all frustrated, friend. It did work. The action's real nice now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not you know what I'm saying, like a shredder or anything, but for a 12-string, it's incredibly good. It's especially down here. It's perfect. All that chords and stuff like that. So I'm gonna call that a win. You know what I mean? On the truss rod. That's incredible. That still worked. It was a virgin too. You can tell this guy did never open that thing up. What's a truss rod? You know what I mean? There was no wear on the nut. It was very loose. Tightened it all the way up as tight as we could get it. The John Lennon song, Tight As. You ever hear that on Mind Games? It's a good song. Tight as you can get it. Tight as you can get it. Shit like that, man. Rest in peace, Johnny. So what are we going to do now? well, we're gonna clean it up. It's still dirty, man. You know what I'm saying? Lots of dirt on it. Let's get that old furniture polish over here. Hey, furniture polish. That's a whistle, right? Here I am. Oh, yellow. There you are. I ain't yellow. Let's clean it off everywhere, man. This has been treated. All the notes ring strong and true. We're not going to worry about that. But everything else needs a little bit of cleaning, right? And then we'll put the truss rod cover back on. You know what I mean? We'll fish a string. You know what I mean? Live happily ever after. Happily ever after, right? In Camelot. See you in a moment after we've been signed up, my friend. Alright, so that polish really did the trick. All these weird kind of like bumps. Like, I think this guy sort of put some kind of like goop on it, maybe, you know, to get all these labels off, and didn't like do such a good job. You know what I mean? Getting it off, and it was sort of all over the instrument. Even like up here, there was some like little, I don't know what it was. Not so much on the sides and the back, especially on the front. And it looked like maybe some of these might have been like water slide decals or something that were like real hard to get off. Or a little piece of paint. You can see a couple little piece of paint still on the instrument. And it don't really fuck it because this one's already been scratched up a bit. You can see. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I think we're there. And I'm not gonna. This guy's already shined this up. I think he just played it until this, you know, little high G string broke. You know what I mean? That's always the first one to break. That's like a 7 or an 8, I think. You know what I mean? That's it. Got to be, you know, 2 octaves above high E. You know what I'm saying? So it's a real thin string. That's always the first string to break on a 12 string. And I think he was just storing it detuned because he saw that it was starting to curve up a little bit, because he didn't know too much about this. I'm not sure if he, you know what I mean, did this, you know, fret job himself. You know what I mean? It looks pretty amateur, but it's effective. No need to really take the strings off it, and you know what I mean, file those frets down, because they all, you know, ring pretty fair and true. You know, nothing really, you know, worry about. Let's put this truss rod cover back on, and I'll see you then. That look nice. It looks so great. I'm so impressed by it. I also took some steel wool, went over this guy. Some scratches on there, so I mean, but it improved it quite a bit. So let's talk about something else. One last little thing here. Look at this hole in me bum. What's that hole in me bum do, Mum? Not sure. Doesn't smell too good, I reckon. What was there? Well, there's a plastic strap button held on by a screw. And a lot of these Japanese guitars had that very thing. Most of them lost it, broke. I happen to have a whole bag of them. We're not going to use the pad, but we're going to use this. We're going to use a little screw. We're going to put that on there, and we're going to pretend like it's been there the whole time, because it looks almost exact. Without the pad, it could be genuine. I'll see you when that's genuinely be done. Oh, yes. That's legitimate. That's a legitimate business, man. In 20 years from now, it'll look like it's been on there for 40 years. What? We talked about. So, we're missing that string. We talked about it. It's the most broken string. It's the thinnest gauge string in the whole 12 string academy, man. Got a bunch of sets of these. I told you that last week. So I'm going to cannibalize a set of these just for that string, and I'll show you why. See the little G. Hey, what's up, little G? He's 0.08. It's the thinnest one, see? It's just the thinnest out of them all. So it's going to break first. We're going to scoop that guy out of there, put him on here, tune it up, and I'll see you at a place we like to call the Glamour Shots. It's a glamorous place to be. Don't you know? Can't you see? Peace be with you. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Not bad. You know, it's definitely a lot like bigger feeling than that guitar from last week. You know, a lot more like bulkier feeling. I don't know if it's any thicker, but it feels a lot thicker. And the action's not as butter. It's not bad, but I mean, it's not as nice. The neck's a lot bigger. You know, I mean, I can barely fit my hand around the whole guitar, like the 7th fret. You know, it's pretty big. You know, but you know, you can tell the difference. This is made by like a California pawn shop specification. You know what I mean, by the Japanese. The other one's made by like a, you know, a fine East Coast, you know, distributor specification of musical instrument. You know, you can see this and say, well, I want to do something cheap and durable and like, you know, this little bit of pizzazz so people think it's cool, you know. The other one's like, I want you to do it so it's a fine instrument, so people like it and so it works. But this is cool, and it has this, because this is, you know what I mean, with the 12 string is always fucking key. I want to show you something too, just in the reaction of rosewood. Look at this. See how that's naturally just like on the edges there, like kind of coming off. See that curling up a little bit? It's like last week, you know what I mean? Even though it's under no tension at all. Here it is, man, you know what I mean? It's got the Japan stamp in the back. Beautiful sort of figured curly kind of background there. See that? Gorgeous. This wood, you know, that they chose here for this veneer is fucking beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. You know? It's really good, nice wood. You know, which is but it is kind of like a little rocking horse where, you know what I mean, you can tell this guitar is curled up a little bit, you know, stored under tension. Not a good idea for any instrument, particularly, you know, 12 string. And that's why he had it stored, you know what I mean, without tension after he tried to restore it, you know what I'm saying. So I'm just trying to tell you. So we had the fixed bridge last week. Let's try the, you know what I mean, the trapeze tail. Let's hear it, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I told you last week, I just so that's the Crown Professional model, man. Professional 12 string, not no deviant street shit, man. This is what the pros use. Right? It's got this cool decal, design or whatever it is on the pick guard. It's got this fucking gorgeous mother toilet seat, truss rod cover, trick ass truss rod cover. I like it, you know what I'm saying? If this was the only 12 string I owned, I'd be happy, you know what I'm saying? But if I owned this and I had all the other ones that I could play on that I own, I'd be like, well, mine's not really that good, you know what I mean? You get that? It's not the worst 12 string I own, but by far it's not the best. I totally forget what song I was going to play for you guys, but I was playing a couple songs earlier. I'll play this song actually. I know what song I was going to play, but this one's a little better. If I listen long enough to you, I'd find a way to believe that it's all true. Knowing that you lie, straight-faced for a cry, still I look to find a reason to believe. Hey man, that's great, man. Tim Hardin wrote that song, I believe. Wasn't it Tim Hardin? No. He did Handbags and Glad Rags. I don't know who wrote it. But Rod Stewart, you're the one I love, man. That's a home style ass shit, man. This is a gorgeous instrument, folks. You know what I mean? We are done with the 2 for 12. That's my gang sign, man. Throwing fake gang signs at you. Have a great, great rest of your week. You know what I mean? Summer's almost over. Do something if you haven't done anything. I've said it a million times. I'm going to say it a million times until that shit's done, man. You know what I'm saying? Peace be with you. Look after yourself.